I'll put it out there, it can be a sore spot for people like me because it's really so crucial to have a relationship with your admission office that allows for consistent messaging. There is nothing worse as a career director than finding out that your admission office is making promises that you can't keep. I mean, it thankfully that does not happen at Wesleyan. I'm very grateful for that. But I hear about it, from my colleagues from other institutions. And I think it's just so important to understand where you both are strategically. Kind of what is the vision of your current head of enrollment, whatever the title of that person might be, of whoever who's in charge. How are they looking to attract students? Who are the students they're looking to attract? What is the type of messaging that they feel like they have to have? How can they leverage some of the things you're already doing? It's so important that they understand where you're coming from as well, so that you're actively supporting each other's message and each other's work. I came from a business school environment immediately before coming to Wesleyan. And I think what's interesting about having had that experience is that on a business school campus, where your outcomes from both the admission office and the career office go straight into the rankings, you have to work closely together. In my last job, my office as the director of the Business School Career Center was literally next door to the director of admission. And she and I talked constantly. So I came to Wesleyan knowing that a liberal arts environment was going to be night and day from a business school environment in terms of how the Career Center was positioned, received, used strategically in their marketing. And it was night and day. It was completely different. But I came in primed to do this work with the admission office. And so they've started working with me over time in a lot of different ways. So the obvious is just directly speaking with prospective families. They have a number of events that they do over the course of the year where they're bringing folks to campus just regularly through kind of the standard programming. Some of the big holidays, are big days for them when kids are off school. They'll have me come in and give a talk. They've also started doing a number of online recruiting events, some of which are specifically targeted at students who are very unlikely to visit campus. They might be from rural areas, they might be low income, and for whatever reason don't want to take advantage of the program we have to bring low income students to campus. There's a lot of reasons why they might be asking me to come in and talk to a lot of these different groups and different modalities. And sometimes it's just me talking about the Career Center and what we offer and outcomes and how students do internships and things along those lines. Sometimes I'm serving on a panel with the, say, director of our resource center, or one of our class deans, or other people around campus that are providing those necessary services. But one of the things that I think is really important about the messaging in those events is that we are incredibly transparent about our outcomes and invite them to ask any question they have if they have concerns. We put our outcomes on our website. We follow the NACE standards for reporting. And we really, really encourage that conversation. I don't shy away from that conversation. I'm talking about all the wonderful work that we do and putting a rosy glow on it, but then I'm slapping up pie charts and numbers. And because it's usually, a parent who's an engineer or something, that has the biggest questions, and they like to see the analytics, they like to see the data, and I want to be able to meet those families, where they are as well. We also started working with admission actually even deeper. Just within the last couple of years, we were asked to take on campus employment. So we now, out of the Career Center, we administer, is a better way of putting it, campus employment. So all the students that are on work study funding, which is the tie to the admission office, because that gets really run by the financial aid office, but is inclusive of the students who are not on federal work study, who are also working on campus. So that might be students who are on institutional aid, international students. Like, there's other groups, in other words, that aren't technically work study, but about 2/3 of our students end up working on campus at some point. So it's actually a huge population, but it also gives us sort of one more tie to the admission office, since they do, administer the financial aid portion of that. And it's resulted in both myself and some of the folks in my office who work on the campus employment side getting to join some of their working groups and things like that. So it's really looking for all of those ways to be tightening that relationship with admission.